Hello, Karthik. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. So today we are going to take your interview.
Yes.
So I'm having your resume. Okay. So first, tell me about yourself.
So, good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Karthik Surya. I am from OT, currently staying in Bangalore. I have completed my diploma in the stream of Instrumentation and Control Engineering at Government Polytechnic College in the year of 2020. After that, I worked as a lab assistant for 2 years at Needle Industries India Private Limited. At the same time, I was pursuing my bachelor's degree in the stream of computer science at Bharatiyar University. In the year of 2024, I have completed my bachelor's degree. After that, I had an interest in networking domain, so I switched my career towards networking domain. Then I have enrolled for CCNA and CCNP course at Networkers Home. Coming to my technical skills, I have a good knowledge about IP, ARP, DHCP, DNS, OSI Model, TCP, and UDP. Coming to my strength, I am a quick learner. I have a positive attitude. Coming to my weakness, I will be focusing on the same things until I finish my work. I will be focusing on it. That's all about myself, sir. Once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself.
Okay, that's very nice. So we want to just move on to your technical skills. Okay. So as I'm going through your resume, you say that you have good knowledge about OSI. So please tell me about the OSI model.
So OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It is a reference model. It is developed by ISO in the year of 1984. OSI consists of seven types of layer. OSI model, why they came up with OSI models means in the olden days, the other companies had created their own specification vendors. Like IBM computers connects only with IBM computers. PC computers connects only with PC computers. IBM computers cannot connect with PC computer. For breaking this, they created a common protocol called OSI. In the OSI, there are 7 types of layers: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layers.
That's very good. So tell me about port number and protocol number. What is port number and protocol number?
So, port number is used to identify which service is running on a device. Protocol number is used to identify which network protocol is running on a device.
Port number we are using on which interface, which layer? Okay. What is the difference between TCP and UDP?
So TCP is known as Transmission Control Protocol. UDP is known as User Datagram Protocol. First, I will explain about TCP. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol. Why I am saying it's a connection-oriented protocol means before establishing a connection, it uses a three-way handshake process, and it is a reliable protocol. Reliable means if a receiver is not receiving some of the data, means it can request the sender to retransmit the data, and it also uses a sequence number for assigning the order of the data, and it maintains acknowledgement number also. Then it is header sizes 20 to 60 bytes. Then TCP is used in telnet, SSH, FTP, like this type of process. UDP is known as connectionless protocol. It is unreliable protocol because in the TCP, if it is establishing a connection, means it does not maintains a session like a three-way handshake process and all. It just sends the data. It is unreliable data because of we cannot retransmit the data back. It does not uses any sequence numbers or acknowledgement numbers, like these kind of things.
Okay, okay. You know about TCP, which port number we are using TCP?
So TCP uses port number 6.
And UDP? Protocol number, sorry.
TCP uses protocol number 6, sir. UDP uses protocol number 17.
Do you know what is VTP?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is VTP?
VTP is known as a VLAN trunking protocol. The purpose of VLAN trunking protocol, it is used to automatically creates the VLANs in the switches.
Okay. So you know VLAN trunking protocol.
Yes.
So how many versions are there in VTP?
There are 3 versions. 3 versions are there in the VTP, sir.
Okay. So what are those versions?
So first is version 1. In the version 1, there is some criteria like the domain name and version should match. If it is matches only, it will send the VTP advertisement, sir. Then VTP supports only standard VLANs. In VTP version 2, it does not look up for the domain name or version. It just transfers the VTP advertisements. And in version 2, it supports FTD and token ring supports. And in version 2 also, it supports only standard VLAN, sir. In VTP version 3, it uses a primary server. Primary server means for authentication purpose. In this VTP version 3, standard VLANs, and it supports extended VLANs also.
So VTP version 3, what is the main difference between version 3? What means why we are using VTP version 3?
So why we are using VTP version 3 means in the VTP version 1 and version 2, normally we will create a server. In that server, we will be creating VLANs, sir. That VLANs will be reflected to the client switches also. But in the VTP version 3, we will be creating a primary server. What this primary server does mean, it takes the authority of the normal server. In the primary server, we can enable authentication. If we are enabling authentication means it can it provides the security in the VTP version 3, like another switches cannot access this switch like this, sir.
MST. MST is
Multiple spanning tree protocol, sir.
so multiple spanning tree is that protocol which is used nowadays. So MST uses which VTP protocol? For transmission of MST information, we use which VTP protocol? VTP version.
So normally we use VTP version 2, sir, because it supports it supports for many features.
VTP version 3 we are using for this. Okay. Now, moving about to, do you know about EtherChannel?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of it.
Okay. So how many types of EtherChannels are there?
So there are 2 types of EtherChannels are there.
What are those?
So PAgP and LACP, sir.
No. There are 2 types of EtherChannel. One is dynamic and one is static. Okay. Distinguish about these 2.
Sir, in the static, we have to, it by default, it is enabled, sir. In the dynamic, there are 2 types of ether channels are there, PAgP and LACP, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between PAgP and LACP?
Sir, in the PAgP, there will be only 8 links, sir. Suppose if one link goes down also, there will be no other backup links, but it can maintain the load balancing. But in LACP, there are 16 it consists of 16 links. In this 16 links, if one link goes down also, another link takes the authority of that link, sir. There will be a backup link in the LACPs.
Okay. So means PAgP and LACP. First, I want to know what is the difference. Means first you have to tell. So I want the difference between them line by line. Means what is PAgP and what is LAGP, how they behave line by line.
So PAgP is Cisco proprietary. It is a layer 2 protocol. In this PAgP, we can form only 8 links, sir.
Yes. And what about LACP?
LACP is an open standard protocol. It is the replacement for the PAgP protocol. In the LACP protocol, it has totally 16 links. 8 links will be in active and 8 links will be in passive. In the active links, suppose a link goes down means the passive links takes the authority of the active links.
That is okay. That is good. So let's one more thing is there. Do you know we are having how many types of First Hop Redundancy Protocols?
Sir, there are 3 types are there, sir.
Yes. What are they?
Sir, HSRP, VRRP and GLBP.
What is HSRP, VRRP and GLBP? Please elaborate the difference between them.
Sir, HSRP stands for Hot Standby Redundancy Protocol. VRRP stands for Visual Redundancy Routing Protocol. GLBP stands for Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. In the
So what is HSRP and GLBP? What is the difference between HSRP and GLBP? First,
Sir, HSRP is an open standard protocol, sir.
HSRP is not an open standard. HSRP and GLBP both Cisco proprietary protocol. Please tell me the difference. Okay, we come on to the routing. In routing, there is a static routing.
Yes, sir.
There is a dynamic routing. Okay, and there is a default routing. So static routing, first we'll discuss about the static routing. In static routing, you know that we can manipulate static routing. Static routing is being manipulated with the help of AD value. We can manipulate the routes with the help of AD value. Okay. So is there any other method by which we can manipulate the path in spite of AD value? Can we manipulate the path in spite of AD value? Other than AD value, can we manipulate? Means that we want to say that one link is primary and another link is secondary. And we want that the data will go only from the primary link. So can we manipulate this, that the data will go through primary link without using the AD value in static routing?
Sir, no, sir. There is a way, that way is default route, sir.
Can we use means you can use summarization?
Yes, sir.
Supernetting. So with the help of supernetting, if you are having multiple routes, then you can do it. Okay. If you are having single route, then you can't able to do it. But if you are having multiple routes for a route, you can do it. Okay. Next, we go on to how first we are having a router. Okay, we are having a router. A packet comes to a router, and how the router will decide that this packet goes to on which exit interface. How it will decide?
So first it looks for the AD value only, sir. First it checks for the least AD value, sir. In that least AD value, it will prefer that is the best route, sir. Suppose if there is a default route and one side there is a static route, means the default route has the least AD value, sir. So the router prefers the least AD value path.
Actually, I'm discussing about the path route precedence. So route precedence will be not that. Route precedence will be like it will first prefer the highest prefix value, then it will prefer the lowest AD value, then it will prefer the lowest metric value. Okay. So after if all the three matches, then it will add the remaining paths in the routing table. Okay. That is okay. Next is how many types of routing are there? How many types of routing protocols are there?
So you are meaning I need to say routing or routing protocols, sir?
How many types of routing protocols are there?
So there are four types of routing protocols are there, sir.
Yes.
It is RIP, EIGRP, OSPF and BGPs.
No. These are routing protocols. Okay. Discussing about types of routing protocols means classification of the routing protocol.
There is static routing, sir, default routing,
dynamic
routing.
In dynamic routing, like the routing protocols, like first we are having IGP protocol and EGP protocol. IGP protocol can be classified according to link state routing protocol and distance vector routing protocol, advanced distance vector routing protocol, and path vector routing protocol. In EGP, we are having only one protocol, that is path vector routing protocol. That I want to ask from you. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
So we proceed into that. Okay. So what is distance vector routing protocol?
So it calculates the distance between the source and destination, is known as distance vector protocol, sir.
No, what is the distance vector routing protocol? How it calculates the best path?
Sir, if suppose if there is a one router from R1, another router is in R5. R1 is the source router and R5 is the destination router. This R1 is connected to the two routers in one interface. Another interface it has connected only single router. In another interface it has connected three routers. In this three, which has the shortest path to reach the destination is distance vectors.
So what is link state routing protocols?
So link state routing protocols means it checks for the which has the least size of the link will be preferred of the link state routing protocols.
And what are the remaining?
Sir, hybrid there is there.
So do you know OSPF Neighbor States?
So yes, sir.
What are those?
So first is down state, sir. Second is initiate state. Third is two-way state, and there is a extart state and exchange state and loading state and full state.
Okay. So first is the down state. Second is the, as you say, init state. When the routers, two routers will know that init state is being there. When the two routers come, that init state is there. Yes.
So in the down state, the routers will not send the hello packets, sir. In the initiate state only, they will be exchanging the hello packets, sir.
Init state, they are sending the hello packets. Okay. Then we are having two-way states.
Yes, sir.
They come to know that they come into two-way state.
Sir, after sending the hello packet, they will send each other's information, routing information, sir. At that time, it comes to the two-way state, sir.
Which type of routing information?
So like topology information, sir.
No, they are sending information like they send when one router is connected to another. First, they are in down state, and when on one router we enable the OSPF and on other router we enable OSPF, they start sending the hello messages, and they start sending hello messages. Hello messages will be on the basis of like when one router will send the hello message to other router will see that hello message. In that hello message, if it sees its own router ID, then they are in the two-way state. So, what is the multicast address of OSPF?
224.0.0.10.
Okay. Now, in OSPF, how the DR BDR election will take place?
So the DR and BDR election will be takes place first. There are some criteria, sir. First criteria, it looks for the priority, sir. Priority means which has the highest IP address. Next, it looks for the router ID, highest router ID, sir.
So, you know that in OSPF, they are sending the hello packets on that address. That is multicast IP address. What is that multicast IP address?
224.0.0.10.
And what is multicast IP address for DR and DR, BDR and all routers?
Sir, DR other routers uses 224.0.0.5, sir. DR and BDR uses 224.0.0.6, sir.
And where is 224.0.0.10? It is used in
EIGRPs.
So 224.0.0.5 is used for
DR other router.
For all routers, and for 224.0.0.6 is for DR and BDR routers. Okay. Now, let's move on to EIGRP. Which type of protocol is EIGRP?
So EIGRP is said to be Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, sir.
Okay.
It uses IP protocol, sir.
It uses
IP protocol.
What is the method to calculate the best path in EIGRP?
So it uses dual algorithm, sir. With the help of dual algorithm, it finds the best path, and it also has the backup path also, sir.
What are the key values of EIGRP?
So K1 is bandwidth, K2 is load, K3 is delay, K4 is reliability, K5 is MTU, sir.
Which metric value we are using?
So K1 and K3, sir.
Yes, sir. Which one are these?
K1 is bandwidth, sir. K3 is delay.
What is the formula to calculate the metric in EIGRP?
So 256 star K1 10 to the power 7 divided by minimum bandwidth and the bracket close, then K3 total delay by tens.
What is PGP?
So I'm not aware of it.
How many path attributes are there?
So there are 11 types of path attributes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then it is nice to have your interview. Okay, and your fundamentals are good, but still you require some hard work on this advanced part. Okay.
Thank you, sir.